today we're in TT Lofts, Proudstown Pigeons and Toys. Myself and Herbie just going through a few of the stock pigeons and a few of the pigeons that will be for sale in Blackpool. This sale is on Friday night, and just a couple of the results that the pigeons have achieved this year with their first year racing in the Irish Out of Fed. So as you can see, lads, the pigeon Herbie is holding here. He can tell you a little bit about it.
Right, Tom, this is a daughter of Tom Andre Ruthoff, and this year we're the son of both two. We're the second best pigeon in the Fed.
Yeah, the mother of this pigeon is the mother of Nearmiss.
Nearmiss,
yeah. Raced by John Hayden in the Dublin North East. As you can see, lads, it's a daughter of Tom. It's a lovely looking pigeon, and the Herbie said she's already producing the goods. That's a lovely pigeon there now you have in your hands. Could you tell us a little bit about that place?
This is the Rio Bolt. He's a son of Bolt too, and I've had him. This year's his first year really, where a lot of youngsters have gotten late 2017. But already he's bred the second best pigeon in the South Road Fed. He's bred a first club. His grandchildren have been first club, 8 fed, 10,000 pigeons, John Whelan. Eddie Barry has had a first club, a second and 2 fourth clubs and 2 fed cards.
John Hayden raced a couple as well.
John Hayden raced the daughter of this pigeon, and she was the second best pigeon in the South Road Fed.
And I also believe he was a winner on the road for Yannick.
This pigeon raced, and how I ended up with him, he was injured when he was racing, and I bought him off Yannick.
Just show the video a bit more of him there. Oh yeah, he's a lovely, lovely, big, powerful pigeon. And again, I think he only arrived here in 2017 with Herbie, and he's straight away breeding the goods for people.
Unbelievable.
And really, really top fed positions as well. And for numerous people, not just for the one person. As I believe, when he came, Herbie did say to me the minute he had him that he really fancied this pigeon. And I think a sister of him as well, it is a sister, bred a car winner for Gareth Hensey there a couple of weeks ago in the $1 million race.
Last week,
sorry, yeah, last week. Lovely hand in his hands here. This is a new addition to TT Lofts. If Herbie could tell us a little bit about this.
This is a hen from the Sagan cock when paired to a sister kitten.
That's direct from Dirk van der Broek's Loft, I believe.
Yeah, direct from Dirk.
So that's a direct daughter of the Sagan cock paired into a sister kill. Yeah. You can't get better than that, lads. This is a new addition again this year to TT Lofts, another cracking pigeon. I can't believe the quality of this bird when he came in. He's a son of the 992 of Dirk's, and Herbie can tell us a little bit about this.
This blue white flight was one of Dirk's stock pigeons. Number 1 stock pigeons. His mother is Olympic Rosita, so that makes him a half brother to Kittle. He's bred some really good pigeons. Now I'm lucky enough to have him here.
A lot of the lads that have come down since the pigeon is here has picked out this fella as probably the best cock that they have seen in a long, long time at TT Lofts as well. The quality of the pigeon, if you can show Eddie there a little bit of his wing place, he's just all power, lads, all power. And as I said, he's the son of the 992. He's a half brother of Kittle. His mother is Olympic Rosita. He was direct from Dirk van der Broek's stock lot, and he was one of Dirk's #1 stock cocks before Herbie had the chance to purchase him. And he's actually paired into the daughter, I think, of Sagan this year, which is just unreal. And it's just the quality of the pigeon here is unreal. Another new addition to TT Lofts, and I think this is another daughter of Sagan. Herbie might be able to tell us a little bit about this hen, please.
This is a daughter of Sagan. She's bred some brilliant pigeons with the last pigeon, the 999. Now she's going to be paired to a half brother of the Miracle this year. When Sagan was paired to a daughter of Kittle, Tom.
And this is again another hen direct from Dirk's Loft as well.
Yeah.
And another super little hen. And she has been breeding the goods, and as far as I know, she's bred some really top pigeons for some top flyers in the UK as well. And as he said, it's paired. This will be paired to one of the top Dick Vanderbilt stock cocks down here in TT Lofts.
Another pigeon bred by Doug. It's a half brother to the Miracle. The Miracle is one of Doug's #1 racing pigeons, and now at Stockers he's one of his #1 stock pigeons.
This pigeon's called Alfie, isn't it?
Alfie, yeah.
This pigeon has bred some really tidy pigeons this year as well. As you can see, lads, he's full of power. He's lovely. He really is a lovely pigeon. If you could open out his wing there, just give it a little look there, please. A little bit of black splash through it as well. But a powerful cock, and as he said, he's a half brother to the Miracle, and the Miracle is making a big name for himself on the breeding stage at the minute.
This is one of my favourites here, Natalie. This pigeon's a daughter of Groyple and paired back to the nest sister of Rosita.
And you had a paired to, I think, the Snowman last year,
I had a pair to the Snowman last year, but there was no youngsters raced out, Tommy, but really impressive youngsters.
Yeah, there was a lot of the lads that did get the pigeons off were really impressed. I think they came back for more. Actually, a youngster, my favourite youngster from last year, a blue poet, which if I was racing pigeons, I would have come to my own back garden, was actually a son of this hen paired to the Snowman, and Connie Farrell in Newbridge ended up buying him on the advice of myself, but an outstanding pigeon this hen. As he said, a direct daughter of Groyple.
When paired back to the nest sister of Olympic Rosita.
Lads, the pigeon there now Herbie has is, well, I do say it's the Snowman pigeon.
The Snowman is a grandchild of Kittle. He's bred direct by Doug Vanderbilt.
There's Pitbull in him, isn't there?
There's Pitbull. He's also a grandson of Pitbull.
The youngsters this cock is producing there last year, phenomenal pigeons. They're really powerful, really intelligent. I can't wait to see, because there's no children being raced off them at all, but there will be grandchildren this year getting raced into Ireland off them. And some of the top flyers in the country have bought a couple of the children off the Snowman when paired to Natalie. Top producing hen from TT Lofts at Proudstown Pigeon Supplies. Herbie's going to tell us a small little bit about this pigeon.
Right, this is the dark Kittle. This pigeon produced a pigeon called Tap Dancer for good friend John Hayden, and the Tap Dancer ended up the 4th best pigeon in the Irish South Row Fed, getting 4 top fed cards with up to 9,000 pigeons in the race.
And she's only actually, this is I think her
second year.
Second proper year.
She's produced a few really good pigeons already.
And she's one of my favourites down here as well. She's a lovely hen. And here we have another top producing cock down here for Herbie at Proudstown Pigeon Supplies, and Herbie's going to tell us a little bit about this.
This pigeon here, Tom, is the son of the Blue Leo. Already only here in 1 year, he's produced the 4th best pigeon in the Irish South Row Fed with the dark Kittle. And John ended up being the 2nd best flyer in the Irish South Row Fed, a really hard fed to win in.
And the many thousands of youngsters. So he's the sire of the 4th best young bird in the Fed.
This year, yeah.
This year.
Well, sorry, 2018.
2018, the sire of the 4th best young bird in the Irish South Row Fed against how many thousands of youngsters out there. And this is actually last year was his first proper year breeding at TT Lofts.
Yeah, his first year here. First year breeding here, already produced the first Open for John Hayden. First Skibbereen Open in 2018, young boards.
And the Mealy Kittle is one of Yannick's.
One of Yannick's. It's a son of Kittle. One of
Flanders collection pigeons.
Flanders collection pigeons. One of the top breed pigeons now for Yannick.
So that's a direct daughter of Yannick's Mealy Kittle from the Flanders collection.
Yeah.
One of my favourite pigeons at TT Lofts. This is an absolute machine of a pigeon. This is the Morris cock, and Herbie's going to tell you a little bit about it.
The Morris cock produced 3 Open winners in Belgium, and now his first year in Ireland produced a Skibbereen Open winner in the South Row Fed for John Hayden.
He's the sire of the last young board Open winner from Skibbereen, which the pigeon was named Abby. This pigeon now has produced
4 first Open winners.
3 in Belgium and 1 in Ireland, and it's his first year breeding in Ireland. So I don't know if there's any other really cocks out there that has bred Open winners in 2 different countries. So he's a great addition to TT Lofts, and as you can see, he's a machine. Herbie can barely hold him there. This is, as far as I know, this is the second best young board in the Irish South Row Fed from last year, and Herbie's going to tell you a little bit about this hen.
This is near Miss. She's half Andre Rudhoff, half Leo Hermans. She's a grandchild of both Tom and Bolt 2. She ended up second best pigeon in the South Row Fed in 2018.
John Hayden of the Dublin North East was racing her, and she was a brilliant racing hen, and he was good enough then to send her back to TT Lofts as a stock hen, which Herbie's going to have paired up this year to one of the top cocks here.
At the minute she's paired to another son of Tom, Andre Rudhoff, so you'll have 3/4 Rudhoff, 1/4 Leo Hermans.
Lovely pigeon, well balanced, lovely. John Hayden was delighted with the pigeons he got from TT Lofts last year. He ended up second best flyer in the Irish South Row Fed, and we all know John is a top flyer, and he was really impressed with the youngsters that Herbie sent down from TT Lofts Proudstown Pigeon Supplies. We're just going to run through a few youngsters that we've for sale at the auction for Herbie at TT Lofts in the Blackpool Football Club on Friday night. And as you can see, there's a lovely checker cock there, and Herbie's hands is going to tell us a little bit about.
This cock here, Tom, is the same way bred as Alfie. As Top Dancer, 4th best pigeon in the Fed. This pigeon is a grandchild of the Blue Leo. Also, he's great grandchild of Kittle.
Is his mother the Dark Kittle?
His mother's the Dark Kittle, yeah.
As you can see, lads, it's an absolute cracking pigeon, and as Herbie said, it's a full brother to the 4th best young bird in the Irish South Row Fed 2018. And you know how many youngsters that has been raced. Like, we're averaging 8,000-9,000 youngsters are racing the Irish South Row Fed young bird racing. He's a beautiful pigeon, and he can be picked up at auction on Friday night in the Blackpool Football Club.
Alfie is a half brother to the Miracle Ducks, probably one of the #1 cocks, both racing and breeding.
He's a beautiful pigeon in the hand. The feather on him is as silk. He's in some condition. He's really intelligent, as you can see, lads. He's looking around everywhere. And what was the breed again? He's Alfie in him here.
Yeah, he's duck, half duck, Vanderbilt.
He's a beautiful pigeon, and lads, again, he'll be a viewing on Friday night at the Blackpool Football Club, and this is the quality of pigeon that'll be there. It's really impressive. As you can see, look, just back and all, he's a beautiful. top quality pigeon that'll be for auction on Friday night at Herbie sale, and Herbie's going to tell us a little bit about this pigeon.
Tom, this pigeon here is another grandchild of both two. Also, when it was paired to Roger England's pigeon, Roger being one of the best sprint men in his area, getting National Ace Pigeon 2017.
Yeah, it really is a tidy pigeon. It's gorgeous, I have to say. Like the feather on it, if you could handle it here now as ourselves, she's really tidy. And you can see, look at the quality, the health of the pigeon as well, and ready to pair as well, lads. If you know, she's ready to pair straight away.
Yeah.
Another absolute cracker at Herbie's auction on Friday night. Just this pigeon is absolutely out of this world. Yeah, as you can see, the health of the pigeon as well. And again, this pigeon can be ready to be paired straight away. And Herbie's going to tell us a little bit about it, please.
This pigeon is down from Roger England, which, as I said earlier, he got National Ace Pigeon with Cass, plus another very good flyer in Ireland, PJ Bowl. PJ Bowl would have got some pigeons from Willie Van Herk, which would be good friends with Roger England. So by crossing the two families, I was hoping to bring back in.
So you have on one side, on the Sawyer side, you have Roger England,
and those dam is PJ Bowl.
PJ Bowl, which is mainly Willie Van Herk pigeons, and so you've really two top sprint bloodlines in that one pigeon. And again, the quality of him is unreal. He's a beautiful pigeon. I'll finish up here now today with a lovely blue pigeon, and this will be at the auction on Friday night. And I think we're just going to call this, Herbie's decided to call this Eddie's choice, as the top flyer Eddie Barry has picked out this one as his choice for the auction. Herbie's going to tell us a little bit about it.
This pigeon is another pigeon down from Alfie, half brother to the Miracle Ducks. Probably Ducks, one of his best pigeons, both racing and producing.
Can I have a look at him, please? When I took him out of the basketball, I thought Herbie was at the mixing them up because he felt like a 2-year-old to me. This fella is all power. And as I said, Eddie, as we were looking through them there earlier on, Eddie picked this out, so we're going to call this one, Herbie said, Eddie's choice.